As Purim comes closer, many people who are in Avelut, they're mourning a loved one, wonder what are the laws of Avelut, or if you know someone who's an Avel, how do you treat them on Purim? Purim is a very social holiday. You have Mishloach Manot, you have meals together. So how do you relate to someone who's a relative of yours and is on their year of Avelut, or even during Shiva? So, before I say anything, it's important to note there's a very big difference between Sephardic custom and Ashkenazi custom here. The overriding rule is that Purim pushes off the Avelut aspects of Avelut, and that a person, even in Shiva, needs to celebrate Purim. However, the Ashkenazi custom ruling is that Avelut applies only betzin'ah, only in among yourself intimately, but not befarhesia, but not publicly. Meaning, privately, even in Shiva, you're still an Avel, but publicly you're not allowed to do anything that displays your Avelut. So, what does this mean? It means that if you are an Avel, you go to synagogue and you listen to the Megillah as usual. You listen to the Megillah with everyone, even if you are still in Shiva. Even if you're still in Shiva, you still go to synagogue to listen to the Megillah. Now, what about davening for the Amud? For that, even among Ashkenazim, there are different opinions, different customs. Every shul does its own thing. The synagogue I'm at, I believe the Avel does not daven for the Amud, but others do. It really varies from synagogue to synagogue. Next day, what about Mishloach Manot? What about giving the Mishloach Manot? So, the Avel, the person who's in mourning, is obligated in the mitzvah of Mishloach Manot, but cannot do it in a social or a very fun way. Therefore, they give discreetly a Mishloach Manot, either to a close family member, a neighbor, etc. You don't get to go on the whole, Mishloach Manot train where some people go to many houses, etc. You just give the minimum Mishloach Manot to the people that are around you, and that's what you do with Mishloach Manot. In terms of giving Mishloach Manot to an Avel, even someone who's within their year, the Ashkenazi custom, halacha, is not to do it, not to give them Mishloach Manot, and if you are giving it, make sure you just drop it off by the door. But Sephardic custom is that you do give, and if you want to rely on that, we have a principle, halacha kedivrei hamekel be'avel. We usually follow the lenient opinion in Avelut. However, nonetheless, Ashkenazi custom is not to give Mishloach Manot to someone who is an Avel. What about the Purim meal? So, again, Sephardic, have your Purim meal as usual. Ashkenazi custom is to have the Purim meal in a more quiet and intimate fashion, at home, etc. However, there are two leniencies with this. Number one, if you usually have your Purim meal with the same group of friends, cousins, relatives, you are allowed, according to many, to have that Purim meal, even though you're in the year of Avelut. And so, because if you wouldn't have it with them and they would notice that you're not there, that would be a form of Avelut befarhesia. That would be a form of publicly observing your mourning on Purim, which we do not do. We do not observe Avelut on Purim. So, if you're an Avel, number one, you can eat at home with a smaller circle of friends. Number two, you can eat with your siblings who might be Avelim, or you can also, if there's friends that you always go to, you can go to those friends. An Avel, someone in the year of Avelut, is allowed to, check with your doctor first, but is allowed to get drunk on Purim if that's what they're doing. So yeah, that is in terms of Avelut. So, needless to say, matanot la'evyonim, giving money to the poor, is unaffected. Mishloach manot, give to your whoever you want, just not in a very celebratory way, not in a way that you're crashing everyone's house and going to parties. Receiving mishloach manot, if you're an Avel, it's better not to give an Avel mishloach manot. And in terms of Megillah, you go to shul as usual. You can even use your gragra if you want for Haman. But it should be a Purim of both celebration and comfort for those who are mourning. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section, and I'll do my best to answer as fast as possible. Wishing everyone a happy Purim, and Bebinyan Yerushalayim Tenuchamu.